in Japan. First time taking the family here, so we had to jump in a van. There's like four of us with a bunch of luggage, like those Alfred vans. They're kind of like the style. Of course, the first thing we had to do was get some sushi as soon as we landed. This Aburi place happened to be right next to our hotel. Super fire, super bomb, super fresh. Pretty much some premium sushi right next to our hotel, so we were able to get any time. Then, of course, we had to hit the bomb desserts. Went out for a little walk outside, chilling little atmosphere in Japan. Evening, first night there. Next day, had to get up. We had to jump back in the Alfred van. Got a roll in luxury. Get a little bit of coffee. First spot we hit is Shibuya. We got to see that busy traffic. First time the family's ever been there, so they never seen anything like this. They never even been to New York, so this is pretty much like going to New York, but in Japan. So they were stoked to check it out. Figured it'd be a good place to start everything out. Famous spot. You already get to see all the people dressed up in the weird Japanese clothes. I mean, we're from America, you know what I'm saying? So, like, of course it looks weird, but they're just doing their Japanese thing. So I figured we'd do a little bit of walking around, check out the people, check out the vibe. It's a little cool. As you can see, it's winter. Right before Thanksgiving, we were out there. So, it was a little chilly, but it was good because we were about to go hit some warm weather pretty soon. So it was nice to soak up all the cold weather. There's those Mario Karts, but those things are insane. I don't know about those things. You're driving through traffic, you get hit by one of those things. That's when one of those things that's over. So crossing Shibuya, you see mad people. Nobody knows where to go, but there's so many people. All the billboards, thousands of people, probably hundreds. I don't know about thousands, but a bunch of people walking at the same time. It's like the most famous crosswalk in the city. Decided to walk around a little bit. Right when you go out there, there's all kinds of places to check out. So we had to take the girls souvenir shopping, check out some things right off the bat. Look at some stuff. They were enjoying it, just being out. All kinds of food, all kinds of stuff. Those unicorn like cookie things with the gold rainbows in them. Those things are kind of fire. Of course, we had to hit up one of these things like the surprise little toy. I don't know, whatever you call them. Whoever knows what they're called, call them. These things are everywhere in Japan with these things and the claw machines. You put in a couple of dollars and then you kind of turn the thing out, but you can see exactly what you're gonna get. Of course, we had to hit up the 7-Eleven. They never been to a 7-Eleven, so they don't know what it looks like. Then we decided to do some shrine hopping. We're in Japan, we're in Tokyo. We got to check out the shrines. We got to check out the palaces. We got to check out all the dope Japanese architecture. We walked up to this dude like we had to pay or something, but it's free, so we're looking kind of dumb, but it's all good. People in Japan, they're real nice. They ain't tripping off nothing like that. So we walked around. This is the outside of the palace grounds. Apparently, got to check out the whole field. Really reminded me of like Central Park, checking out the Meta glasses for the first time. Took some pictures, the Meta glasses are flexing. Everybody else is kind of feeling the Central Park vibe, they feel like it's like we're at a zoo or something like that. They never been to Central Park in New York. I've been to Central Park a bunch of times, so I know what the vibe is, but like if they would have gone to Central Park before in their life, they would definitely think this is a Central Park vibe. But we'll have to go to Central Park next time to check it out. The girls were having fun checking out buildings, exploring, checking out some of the history of the castle. This is like a little historical lesson right here. So you can learn some things. We took some time, learned some things, read some things. I had to because I'm a big old history buff. I got to soak in the information, what I'm saying? Took some pictures so we can reference the stuff later. Had a dope time. I think this is the time when I went outside, got a little sneaky. I had a couple of 710 Percy pods I hit that I took to Japan because I knew that finding weed would be hard in Japan. So I think I was sneaking out at this time, ripping up the pod. There's some more castles, some information about the royal family. Then we took a little walk, little 360 degrees with the Meta glasses at the park in Japan. Shit was real crisp. I was liking it. We were enjoying our first day out in Japan. Decided to leave that palace, head out, check out the rest of the city. The dope thing is when you walk out of the palace, it's like boom, you're right there in the middle of the city. They had this crazy moat that went all around the palace, like for protection. So like if you was trying to get in, you have to swim like through there. I don't know if there was like piranhas or crocodiles or whatever it is, but I can imagine it'd be hard to get through because it surrounds the whole palace. So that's like where the palace is. You can see right when you walk out the palace grounds at least. Boom, that's right where the city is. And then we were hungry. We had to get some ramen. We found a Wagyu ramen spot. It was also halal, so the shit was fire. I think you just saw the picture. Did a little bit more walking off. Had to walk off the ramen. Saw these dope birds like doing for a little bit, you know what I mean, capture it with the meta glasses. And then I kind of realized I was staring up at the sky this whole time, and there was all these birds, and I was like in awe, but I had to think like, man, my mouth better not be open, because the last thing I want is a bird to like shit in it, you know what I mean? So we just kept capturing the birds. It looked kind of cool, remind me like some kind of like alien thing, and just like how dope stuff is on Earth. That like you go to Japan and you just stand there looking at some birds, you know? So I was sick. We were walking through the people in the middle. You know, it wasn't night yet, but it was getting there. It was a little cool. As you can see, everybody's got their puffy jackets. Everybody's got the warm stuff on. You know what I mean? We're a little adept to the weather. We're moving around a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're not like too cold, but it was a little frisky. You know what I mean? Like it was a little cold, but you know we were getting through it. I think at this point we're looking for a bathroom. I tried to tell everybody that there ain't just random bathrooms around here. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to find. But I knew where the good bathroom was. I knew where the fire bathroom was going to be. It was going to be in one of these malls. You know what I mean? Everybody thought there was going to be some public bathroom, but that wasn't going to be happening. But you can see, man, Tokyo's cracking. You know, all the new buildings. They got everything that you know, New York's got or the West has got. You know what I mean? They got the cars. They got the new technology. You know what I mean? It's clean. You know, so it's like you can go all over the world, and the only difference is just gonna be little cultural touches. Like look at this lamp post right there, you know what I mean? That's just like a piece of, you know, architectural, cultural Japanese history, and they're gonna have that in the middle of the city just to remind you where you're at. Just like if you were in America, you know, there might be some kind of like statue or something like that of our history. We finally found that mall. You can see the little girl was stunting right there taking photos, probably for Instagram or something like that. They're still looking for the bathroom. I think we found this little bougie eco mall or something like that. It was pretty tight. It was nice and comfortable. Get rid of some trash that was carried around. You know, we're walking around, you know, the city. Our hotel was far from where we're at, and we only got our stuff in a backpack. So, you know, we got to unload trash and every once in a while do our thing, you know what I mean? So I think we found the bathroom. It was up on the 4th floor in this nice hotel. Everybody used the bathroom, you know, got to gear up, bam, back out to the city. We hit this little like Soho looking spot where there's all kinds of stores. I think the Babe store was here. We crossed by the Babe store. It was tight. All kinds of little stores by there. I think the girls got some stuff at Brandy Melville. You know, it was like near Shibuya. You know, there's all kinds of stuff going around. Tokyo seemed cracking. I remember I saw the Huff store, so I was like, let me take some pictures of that. Ran across this old school Street Fighter machine. Had to get my money on that thing, you know what I mean? And if you didn't know, you got to get the beef skewers, though, in Japan. Those are fire. That's what we have for dinner. It was absolute fire. So, you know, we had some sushi, some ramen, some beef skewers for dinner. It was a cool night. Bam, up into the next morning. That's probably what you're thinking where we at. It's not nighttime in the morning. It's the morning now, right now. Now we're at the Sujita market, Sujuku fish market. And there was a spot that was cracking. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Sujiki fish market. And there was a spot that everybody was waiting at. Looked bomb. We was morning. We wanted some eggs, so we got what they call tamago, which is kind of like a Japanese omelet. You know what I mean? It's a little sweet, a little savory. It's super bomb. Everybody was waiting in line. It was like 200 yen for one, so we got 3 because there was like 4 of us, so we figured we split it. You know what I mean? Real quick, the lady was real nice. Everybody was at this spot. It was a big old line, and you can see the spot was buzzing. I was filming everything with the meta glasses, seeing how they putting it down. You know what I mean? They be making this all day, and bam, we got it from the lady. You can see how busy it is right here. Everybody's buying stuff right here. You know, we got our tamago. Everybody was in line. They got like different grades of tamago, different prices. You know what I mean? We can check it out. You know what I mean? Finna walk over here, get past the crowd, and try it out. Mind you, it's really cold right now. It's early in the morning, so you know we needed something warm to start our day off. Tried the little egg almond stick. You know, Kylie had one, JD had one. Me and Liza were in a split hours. Super fire, super hot and warm. A good way to start out the day at the Sujiki Fish Market. Bam, get the little photos. I mean, mine. You can check out the photo that we took of the omelets. There they go. Like I said, we got 3. Now it's back strolling around. Now this place is buzzing. This place has got food everywhere. You can see the signs. They got omakase. They got shrimp. They got this and that. But bam, check it. Pay attention. This is where the trap is. So right next to this tamago spot that everybody goes to, that's super popular, that's like the tourist trap, but that place is cheap. Right next to it, directly to the left, because they know that there's so many people there, is where you see the dudes doing the A5 Wagyu. Now, of course, you're there, you're in Japan, you want to get the A5 Wagyu. It's looking bomb, you know what I mean? You got to get it, you know what I mean? That's fire. Now, pay attention to the prices up there. See where that says 4,500, you know what I mean? Like that, 5,000. Now, remember, the Tamago was only 200 per pop, you know what I mean? So you got to imagine how much the price difference is between that and the Tamago. Really, what it was it's a tourist trap, because when you right there, you're not thinking, you haven't seen any other spot, so you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna grab this, it's a good deal, but then you don't really look, and then you realize it's not really a trap. It's that there's other spots that are serving the same thing that are just as fire for literally half the price. So right there, as you can see, 5,000 yen, you know what I mean? That's 5,000 yen. That's $30. Your man paid $30 for a skewer, for one skewer of freaking beef, yo. Because I wanted the best one, so I'm thinking gotta get the fire one. So I paid $60 for those two skewers right there. Yep, $60 for those two skewers right there, yo. Because 5,000 is like $30. It's crazy. So you looking, you seen these other ones. 2,000, that's not bad. $15 for 4 pieces of sushi, super fire. While I was waiting for the beef, I was like, fuck it, let me get some of this super fatty tuna too. 5,000 for 4 pieces, that's $30. You know what I mean, right there, a little young. 30, 32. You know what I mean? So it's like $7 per piece, but that's the fire super grade A Toro. So we had some of that. You can get that anywhere. The girls, they were kind of wanting these strawberries. We were looking at them last night. We were walking around. They hadn't had them. So we're like, all right, we're going to get some of these strawberries. JD got some matcha ice cream, matcha tea ice cream. Kylie wanted the strawberries. You see, they got those fire white strawberries. They were kind of bomb, too. They're all soft and premium and prime. Super juicy, super good. Some of the best strawberries I had in my life, to tell you the truth. I'd always heard about the bomb strawberries from Japan. This is my first time tasting them, and I'll tell you, they definitely lived up to the hype. They were super fire, super tasty. And just like this whole Tsujiki market area is pretty much just like bring your wallet, but bring your appetite too, because all it is just like super dope food. You get munchies. You got the munchies, you're a munchie heaven. Anything you can think of as Japanese, they got it. You know what I mean? So we got some food. It was in the morning. Jump into the afternoon. We're gonna do some more temple hopping, check out some more shrines, stuff like that. I was tripping on all these shrines, because they are Buddhist, and they're Nazi. The little swastikas are everywhere, and I knew that the swastika was, stolen by the Nazi people and the Buddhist culture, but it's just funny because everywhere you go, some Nazi symbols and swastikas. We saw these dope ladies in the kimono, so we had an idea. Let's do our own kimono. We jumped in the kimonos, got local, walked around, did the kimono dance, had some lunch. Shit was fire. Back to the prayers and stuff like that. You saw, we did the kimono thing. It was dope. We all got to dress up in kimonos. We got some lunch at a traditional Japanese place, and then we did some more blessings at the shrine. After we were done with that shrine, after we were done with the kimono adventure, after we were done with the tempura lunch in the kimonos, we got undressed in the kimonos. That was like a whole thing. I know I went through it real fast, but that was like a whole 3-4 hour adventure. We went to another temple before they closed. We knew we wanted to go there because yesterday we wanted to go there, but then they was already closing. So we're like, all right, let's get there. They said it was supposed to close at 4:30. When we got there at like 4 o'clock, we figured we had like half an hour to look around. We didn't need too much time, but then when we got there, they were already talking about closing. I was low-key out of breath because they was talking about those closed soon, so I wanted to run up in there. But you know how it is. You always kind of rush for something that you got enough time. We had more than enough time to look around and go, we was just feeling rushed. We probably shouldn't have felt rushed. That was my bad. But we had a good time. We were looking around. I forget the name of this temple. If somebody knows it, just go ahead and drop, in chat. I don't really know, obviously I can look up all this stuff and obviously I remember it, but I'm just kind of going through this narrative kind of fast as I'm going through all the stuff that we saw and all the things that we did. So if you do know the name, go ahead and drop the name. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not going to be hard to find out. It was one of the bigger shrines in Tokyo. It was super dope though, because it was like more of a place where you go. It was like quiet, even though there's a lot of people around. It's really quiet and calm and peaceful, and there's like gardens around there. And you go and you do some prayers and do some blessings. I just kind of wanted to check some stuff out really fast. I just wanted to look before the place closed. I wanted to get a real idea of, the whole area and stuff like that. Eliza wanted to make sure to do some of the prayer stuff, which is cool. We did that too. She wanted to do the blessings, and write down some things. I let her do that as I looked around, kind of, to each his own. but I appreciated it. You know what I mean? And then we went and did the prayer later. They got this whole thing set up in the middle where a lot of people, they go and it's kind of like you get your fortune. You pull one of the fortunes that's there, and it could be good, it could be bad. Not all the fortunes are good. Some people got some bad fortunes they were with. Luckily, at the other shrine when we did one of the prayers, I got the good fortune. So I was hyped. I kept it. This is the part where I was telling you that I wanted to walk around a little bit before the place closed. Make sure we check out as much as we wanted to. Liza, she wanted to make sure to do her due diligence with the Buddhist prayers. Mad respect to all the Buddhist people out there, and she figured if we were at a shrine, she was gonna make sure to pay her due respects, and I totally understand that. This was an area where you're not supposed to be filming so much, but I had the meta glasses on, so we were able to creep up on the low key James Bond tip. Get an idea of what's going on. So apparently people would throw the offerings into this thing right here, and then they make it so people can't throw nothing other than coins or the money in there. And then you clap together a couple times. You do like 3 bows. Deep in that building right there is a big old Buddhist shrine, a Buddhist statue. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what everybody's praying to for good fortunes and for blessings. It's something good to do when you visit another country, to pay respects and to indulge in their culture a little bit, get an idea of how they're living and what's important to them. Kinds of shapes how the society works. There's always a foundation to every country, and it's based off of their religion, right? Like in America, everything is everything is God. God blessed us, and God gave us this country. We're a very Christian nation. Obviously, you believe in Jesus. So that's like a big foundation everywhere we go in this country. Even though we're a religiously tolerant country in the United States, you see the foundation and how we operate, and a lot of things are just based off of that. So when you go to other countries, you realize the same thing. When they're Muslim or they're Buddhist or they're Hindu, you're going to see that kind of foundation in the culture and how they operate and do stuff. So it's always good to kind of do a little bit of research on where that culture comes from and the roots of that culture. And that's why we wanted to make sure to go to these temples, to go to these shrines, and just to see how, what was important to Japanese people and the history based of their culture and what shapes the norms of their society today. So the girls did their blessing, threw some money in there, bowed, clapped a couple times. As you can see, it's nicely ordained with gold, kept very clean by the monks. And we're out. I think we did what we needed to do. Pointed out the Buddha back there. There was a wedding going on, which is super tight. We got to see a little piece of a wedding that was happening. These people were dressed in one of those dope, traditional, real kimonos, not those ones that you can just buy anywhere. That was like those real kimonos that probably cost a few $1,000s. The lady looked kind of sad. I don't know if she was sad to be getting married or just really emotionally sad and happy and tears of joy. Whatever it was, I'm sure they had a great time. It would be kind of nice to have a really traditional Japanese wedding there. This was on the way out, all these like sake wine barrels. I guess there was a story behind them about something whether they used to keep in there, and then they all got drunk and something happened. But I don't read Japanese, so it was kind of hard to translate the whole thing. We took a picture so we can read the story later, so you can do the research. So this was the night we were gonna get the dinner, everything we've been waiting for, which was this buffet, Ginza buffet. This is like prime time, y'all. It's like $80, $100 or something per person. You saw the rules. It was like 45 minutes per dinner. All you can eat, all you can drink, but it's stupid fire. You can see all the king crabs legs you want, all the seafood you want, all the sashimi, all the shrimp, all the snow crab, everything. They got sushi. They got A1, A5 or whatever it is, the best Wagyu Kobe beef up in there. They got different cuts. They got white meat. They got dark meat. They got marinated. They even had horse meat in there, yo. They had everything you could think of, man. They had, as you can see, they just got is abundance. So they even show you the different cuts and everything that you want. They had sushi. Me, man, I had to check out what's in the little magic boxes to see what it was. I don't even know what it was. I think there was just some bread or something, but I'm inquisitive. I got to see, maybe it's a little surprise or something. But man, they had everything in this joint. I was blown away. Do a little quick 360, so you can see all. You see, they got the oysters, they got Chinese food, they got teppanyaki, they got all the sushi you can want. Remember, you're in Japan, so all this stuff is. You might think it's a buffet, but it's high quality, man. It's like any of this stuff is better than any Japanese restaurant you would go to, hands down in the States. That might cost tons of money. The quality of the seafood is just so good, and the quality of the Wagyu Kobe beef is just so good because it's fresh. It's from right there. It's just how that dude dropped something, man. I don't know, man, a little fumble. Then you're gonna be alright though. We gonna be alright. Man, you can see how big that thing is, and all the beef, all the stuff they got, all the sauces, everything, a little roundabout on the whole buffet. This spot was cracking, man. So I had to get my eat on. We got the shrimp, the clams, the lobsters, tons of Wagyu beef. They even had these like Shanghai crab things right there, man. They had dim sum. I had to get a bunch of beef, and that's what we had to do, That was Liza's favorite spot. She wanted to check that spot out before we left. Big thing.